Hi guys, it's time to make a video of what is new. So if we go to the ArcoLinux.info where all the information is, .info, you'll see that we have a landing page that says the major change for coming 2024, 25, 26 is that we have systemd boot is coming to you as a choice. We've made already some videos about it, but this is the video and not how to stay rolling. That's already created. But what is new? What did we do last month? So I had this epiphany, this idea that maybe it's just better to stay out of Calamares because EndeavourOS gives us the choice. And I looked at their code and I said, okay, whoa, complex, and even complexer because they don't use make init CPO but Dracut. And then it hit me, we just can keep out of Calamares, and we do it before we run Calamares. We set either grub, which is the default, so you don't have to do anything. If you don't press the buttons, these two guys, it's grub. But you can choose systemd boot and then decide again if it's online or offline. You have internet, you don't have internet, you have intermittent internet, go offline, right? You need to have a very stable and preferably a fast one because everything you select, you'll install more. The system of ArcoLinux is what you see is what you get. So if you click on the button ArcoLinux down here, that's the packages you'll get. You won't install less, you will install more. And what we do is we run our scripts later on. ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts is an example of that, and it just says sudo pacman -r. Like hexchat is the first thing that goes out of any of the ArcoLinux distributions that we have, because we are thinking not Arco, we're thinking Arch always, right? Our knowledge that we share is applied on anything Arch, even anything Linux. So systemd boot is coming. You read this photo, this welcome app here from top to bottom. First of all, if things get broken in the advanced installation because of all the things out there, the internet, right? Lots of things can happen after creating the ISO, and keys can change, servers go down, whatever, right? It's a lot of things that can go wrong. If it does, you go to the easy installation and then you install the rest later on with SophieRem. SophieRem is Sophie. My dear Sophie installs anything you missed out in Calamares, right? This is basically the Calamares choice that you have, and just click and you have it. So SophieRem is there afterwards anyway. So what is new? This is new. Choose grub systemd boot. How does it look? Like this. Is that nice? Up to you. Grub is graphical and you can choose the wallpaper in ATT. Systemd, forget about choosing anything. It's this black. Okay. So what is new? Here's the release article. The ISOs are at this point in time on AAG, right? So you can download them and test them and tell us. Official release date is this one. And what did we change? So we've made new videos because of the fact that we have to explain to you, look, read it from top to bottom was always the case, but there is something new to choose. If you don't choose, it's going to be default grub for the last 6.5 years. And there's a choice to systemd boot. And even so, if you say later on, I would like to try it, you can always switch around to grub, to boot, and that's it. And everything boots up with grub or it boots up with boot. So systemd boot. And we're back. So we've made an installation video again. All these things. You want to know how do I install how do I install ArcoLinux.com? You start here, right? That's why we have a menu. Start here, learning path, BIOS UEFI, pre-installation, installation. So the video that you see here is part of the installation. There are 3 options that you have, and this is the one. How to install XL, XS, and all the B ISOs, because they're all the same. And there's the D, which needs a little bit more explanation. ArcoLinux D it's about all the desktops, right? We've taught a lot of things, how to set tiling window managers and so on, and it's all here. But we go on and we go for ArcoLinux later on, phase 7. That's all about ArcoLinux University. But here as well, we have the installation videos, right? Installation. And there are two different choices. You can either say, I'm gonna go with click, 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 advanced installation via Calamares, or you use a minimal like an ArcoLinux installation, and then afterwards you just start typing. So these two guys have been updated, so the installation videos, this one and that one. Okay, this is the base installation. Learn about system deboot. I had to make a small video anyway to just customize your system deboot. Maybe you'd like to investigate, and I've shown you where the information is, so it's up to you to test and try and break and fix again, right? But it's fun to play around with some settings and see which ones you like. Right, I've given you a holiday project, so it's almost Christmas time for family and friends. But maybe if you have a day or two to spare, you can say, Eric has given me two holiday projects. It's interesting to learn how to build your own ISO, right? You have to know how ArcoLinux came to exist, and we always responded to the user. The ArcoLinux Bs came to exist because users said we would like to build your ISO with our packages, our selection, right? So that's why we have ArcoLinux B ISOs, is because you want to have Firefox and Google Chrome, but not Chromium and not Vivaldi and not Braga, but VLC and so on, right? So all the packages and all the configs you want, you can build your own personal ISO. You don't have to download it and then do your thing, right? You can actually start before that, burn the ISO on USB, boot up, and have already a lot of stuff that you want. Just an idea. And the other one is create your own Nemesis repo. You really need to learn how to write scripts, and there are 72 videos, as you see here, playlist, 72 videos about ArcoLinux Nemesis. This is such a great tool to say, if I am on Arch X, Arch Y, Arch Z, because it's independent of distros, it's all Arch. I want you to stop thinking in boxes. Anything that's based on Arch, you can learn on all the YouTube channels, because finally, bottom line, they're all Arch. And yes, there are differences. There's Dracut, there's Make Init CPO, there's systemd, there's Grub, and there are other choices that we have to make as distro builders. But basically, we're playing with the same Lego blocks. They're all coming from Arch. And some of them we've written, right? ATT, software, some of them we've made ourselves. And the configs, stuff like that. Okay, kernel issues. Well, I've made a few videos on YouTube, and you see that at this point in time, Xenmod is not very much liked by the Make Init CPO application, and it gives us first a warning and later on an error. But things like that, well, and I'm glad it does, Calamares says no can do, right? So hence there is no ArcoLinux XS Xenmod because of this particular problem, which is no problem. You can always install Xenmod on your own later on, and instead of Linux RT you type Linux Xenmod headers, and you'll be fine. The latest versions are on Chaotic AOR. I've made also a video about that, how to get those. We have built a new ISO. We can actually go to ArcoLinux B. This is more for, it's really is a university, right? So this is for the guys who want to create their own distribution and their own ISO and go a little bit further than just running ArcoLinux B, but learning how to create ArcoLinux XS RT LTS. So that's a kernel, real-time kernel, and this one too, right? It takes just 30 minutes with the knowledge from me and the code from ArcoLinux to create a new ISO based on another kernel, right? Same thing here. And as a joke, I wanted to have it even faster. So here I got it in 20 minutes. Just if you know what you're doing, in 20 minutes time you can create your own ISO. And I know somebody is listening who's creating ALCI ISOs now at this point in time, trying to create his own distro, compare, melt always, and then you see what changes really between these two, and then you know that's what I need to change to go to Zen or to go to Harden. Okay, so they have not been released. That's the major thing. That's a major bummer. It's just 1 hour, right? But we've tested them, and this is the first time I've seen kernel panics for years. So I guess we'll wait for the release of these guys till they're a little bit more stable on my machines anyway. Other users said fine on mine, so the experiment is on you, right? You just type sudo pacman -s linux rt headers. The LTS gave me more kernel panics than this one, so I recommend this one to try first. And that's about it on this thing, except since we did not have an XenMod anymore, I thought, well, you know what, let's create the ArcoLinux XS hardened. And if you are unaware of what we're talking about, this is the thing, ArcoLinux wiki maybe, and then kernel, right? We're talking about kernels, and you read anything you can find, you read and become smarter. Security focused Linux kernel applying a set of hardened patches to mitigate kernel and user space exploits, so a little bit more safe, more secure. Okay, and then you can find some information maybe on Anthrax GitHub. So that's how you learn more. Okay, so that means that we've eliminated our long list to back to the basics list. This is the supported list from ArcoLinux. You just saw it here, and that will do just fine, right? Here are the tutorials, how we created a new ISO. We've added also a few of the applications that we have already on the repo, right? They were on the repo, but they were not inside Calamares, so we can click on them inside Calamares now. In Hyperland, we've given you a new application, well, the default application from the AOR. Our own application dev goes out, so Hyperland dev will not be maintained, and we've made communication about it, saying, guys, just type this and then say yes and replace. Okay, because of this change, we've also released the Hyperland ArcoLinux B Hyperland, so it's immediately available on the AAG at this point in time. No clue what AAG is. It's gonna be in here. Open link in new tab, and in here we have the ISOs already. You can already download the Hyperland ISO and test it out, and all the rest. Right? In a week's time they move to another folder, and then we have the official release the 1st of January. So that's basically it, right? Change this to that, and we rely on this. And it was not needed on Intel and AMD, but my machine here on the left has an NVIDIA card, and it was needed that we use this one because that one is part of our scripts. Every day we run 800 scripts to update packages, and this just gets updated in the bunch, right? The other one, Hyperland Dev, I need to do it myself. So it's intermittent, and this is daily. So better go for daily because it's better support for NVIDIA. That's the reason. CHADWM is my love. You looking at it, right? For the moment, 2023 was all CHADWM. 2022 was all LeftWM. And we've visited Linux Mint for the Sardian Surf icons, and we could not log out. There was no ArcoLinux logout application on Debian. So I've made this little thing so I actually can log out using a power menu. So this is clearly a message that I want you as a user to think out of the box, right? I want to have i3 on Linux Mint, on Debian, anywhere. I want to have CHDWM anywhere, right? So when I go to my previous love, like 10 years ago or so. Started with that, maybe even further down the road, 14, 15 years ago. Started with Linux Mint. I keep maintaining SARI and Surfn icons for the guys. So I missed CHDWM. I had already a script, so that was working, but I could not log out, so that's why we added it. But I want you to know this, right? Don't be a stick in the mud. That's a nice expression, but don't stick in one distro. Don't get stuck there. Just go look around and know that you can just look around and change and use configs anywhere. I've been using i3 on a dozen of distros. It's just i3. You need a config, an application, go. New alias to remember, to boot, so we can switch to system boot, to grub, to switching to grub, right? Let it finish, right? I read somewhere, don't go, if you're gonna do things like that, don't do Control-C, don't make sure your internet is working, but it needs some packages and stuff like that. So yeah, you make sure that if you're changing your way how to boot, you don't stop it in the middle, right? Let it do its work. Showing what kernels you have installed, kernel and kernels. And loader is a nano, so edit the loader.conf for systemd, so can, well, change things like the timeout. And boot is what I on at this point in time. So some of these things I can just show, like boot, right? Then you know I'm on systemd boot on the ISO builder. Create your own aliases. It's important to be in control of your own operating system, but put your stuff in the Bash/C personal, right? If you do a scal, your Bash/C is overwritten, but never ever the Bash/C personal. It's your thing. So if you don't like things that we type, update equals pop pop pop. If you wanna equal something else, you just put it in the Bash/C. If you wanna add more, Bash/C personal, right? Sorry, I said it wrong. Put it in Bash/C personal, anything you want to override or add. We've been playing on other systems again, right? You can use ATT on 19 Arch-based distros. I want you to think out of the box again, and now we can just move to somewhere else, get the ArcoLinux tweak tool in, set Samba, go have our Bash/C, install CHDWM, install i3. It's all there. It's the ATT, right? And it's just gonna work. And this one is Manjaro based. So 19 already to venture to spread your wings, learn at ArcoLinux, spread your wings and go to other distros based on Arch. We applaud that, right? We promote that. It's a bit much, but we applaud that you just try other distros and then you decide which one is better for you, for your hardware, for your workflow. It's up to you. We're all playing with the same Lego blocks, the ones from Arch. Creation of new icon themes, Surfn Numix. We've explained to you how we've done that. It's not that difficult. You can create in 15 minutes time a new mixture of icons. So Numix created new folders and I kind of liked them. I said, okay, I'd like to have a new icon theme. And then we've created Surfn Numix with an X. And there's also Numix Blue. And it's up to you to decide if you install it or learn how to create icon themes like that. It makes sense to focus, is not a word, but to point out that there is a great tool inside your ATT. You can save the list of packages on this computer and then later on look at another computer, a laptop, a desktop, the second computer, and then also download there the list of packages and you can start comparing. So I am such a big fan of Melt. Super F5 is Melt. Oops, that's not Super F5, that's a VLC. This is Melt, and with Melt you can compare files and you compare folders. And that's what you do, right? There are 70 videos about Melt. So that's super interesting to stay in control. Why is this working here? Why is it not working there? Compare the packages. So we have created RT and RTLTS. If you want to know how we did that, you can check that out. Since Calamares has new packages, SoftwareM has them as well. And then pamac, yes, we end with the text of pamac. So pamac, ArcoLinux pamac all is out. We've stopped using it. It was created because there was an issue with pamac AOR back in the days. Now there is no more issue, and we say, okay, let's go back to pamac AOR as a default. It's up to you to decide what you do, because last time we had Octopi. So here is a lot of videos about pamac, removing it, installing pamac AOR, installing Octopi, removing it. So a lot of information is has been written here. It's up to you what you do, remove, and so on. Then yeah, I wanted to tell you again, there is a video that I think is really worth watching. Anything is possible with Arch Linux is a great video to have a look at. So let's promote it at the end of this video here. We are creating this video and the BRT, right? It will go away. BRT, we say in Dutch. It will become this video. And how to stay rolling has been created. Basically, it's all good. It's just the bash or C or ZSH or C or fish aliases that you need to get in. And for once, there are no ArcoLinux keyrings to install. And that's fine. All right. I wish you a happy and a healthy and a fantastic end of year and a great new year. And we'll see each other, well, probably before the end of 2024. I'll make other videos, but nevertheless, if you don't see any more videos, right? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. All right. Cheers.